Good morning, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy S.O.G. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Canik MC9 Prime and we're going to compare it to the Canik MC9LS. So whether you're in the market to purchase one of these two and you don't know which to get, or if you're in the market because you already have the LS and you're wondering and curious if it's worth the upgrade to get the Prime, well, this is going to be all for you guys. We're going to talk about the features, dimensions, differences, compatibility between the two. We're just going to go really into depth about both. Now, the Canik MC9 Prime comes in at $600 and the MC9LS starts off at $475. Depends where you live for the price points, but anywhere from $460 to $485 is kind of what I've been seeing it at. That's about a $125 difference. Now, keep in mind that those do not come with optics. However, Canik does offer an optics version for both of these. Now, if you get the optic version for the MC9 Prime, the price goes up to $800, but you get an enclosed emitter red dot. And if you get the optic version for the LS, the price point goes up to about $600 to $610, but it's an open emitter red dot. Now, what you get for the value in the Canik MC9LS is going to be a nice hard case that everything is going to come in. You're going to have your owner's manual, some cleaning supplies, you're going to have a punch, 2 additional back straps, some tools, a reversible inside the waistband and outside the waistband holster, a mag speed loader, and a trigger lock. And in comparison to the Prime, you're also going to get an owner's manual, a heavy-duty 2-tier hard case, 2 back straps, some tools. You're also going to have a holster, a spare mag, a mag loader, a trigger lock, and underneath you're going to have a paddle, you're going to have a brush, a punch, and cleaning supplies. Now, everything in the box is going to be identical aside from the box itself and the holster. So Canik recently partnered up with G-Code and they actually launched their initial holster with the Prime, which is this one here. And this is their old style. So they went from dual clips to a single clip. And now they give you a paddle adapter here if you want to rock it outside the waistband. But with the old one, you would just reverse the 2 clips on the other side and be able to rock it outside the waistband that way. Both the Prime and the LS come with 2 17-round mags, and they are interchangeable, so you can use the ones from the LS and the Prime and vice versa. Diving right into the dimensions between the two, the MC9LS has an overall length of 6.75 inches versus the Prime. It has an overall length of 6.73 inches. Both are identical in height at 5.43 inches, and in terms of width, the LS comes in at 1.14 and the Prime comes in at 1.16. Now, the reason that the Prime is 0.02 inches more wide is because they extended the slide release. As far as weight goes, the MC9 Prime comes in at 23 ounces exactly, and the LS is at 23.77 ounces. The difference in barrels between the two, the LS has a barrel length of 3.64 inches and the Prime has a barrel length of 3.6 inches. Now, the barrel on the Prime obviously has 3 ports on the tip and it is fluted, and the barrel in the LS is not ported and it is not fluted. Taking a look at the difference in slides, the MC9 Prime is going to have front and rear slide serrations. They're going to be very aggressive and pronounced. It's also going to have some serrations on the barrel, which gives it a really nice touch. It's going to come with metal sights, both front and rear. Both front and rear sights are also night sights, and you're going to get some serrated rear sights. This also has an optic ready system, and it's got a loaded chamber indicator just right on top of the slide. You're also going to get a really nice window cut, and on the barrel they've imprinted Prime, so that's a really nice touch. You also get 3 ports on the slide to match the 3 ports on the barrel, and overall just a really nice fully functioning slide, very easy to grab a hold of and throw one in the chamber. When we compare that to the MC9LS, the LS also has front and rear serrations. Although it's not as deep and it's not as pronounced, they still are fully functional and work just fine. The sights on the LS are not night sights. You have a big white dot up front and a serrated blacked out rear sight. However, they are metal sights, so they're still good quality sights. It is also optics ready. Same loaded chamber indicator as on the Prime. Moving on down to the frame of the gun, as you guys can see, the Canik Prime has a 3-slot Picatinny rail that extends all the way out to the slide. And if we take a look at the LS also has a 3-slot Picatinny rail, but it does not extend all the way out to the slide. It stops right here. So what that does is, because it stops shorter, it gives you less room on this texturing or stippling here for your resting finger location. So as you guys can see, here's the one on the LS and here's the one on the Prime. Now the one on the Prime obviously has more room for an index finger and texturing. Another big thing is going to be just texturing in general. The MC9 Prime is going to have Canik's new stippling, which is like a 360, but it's got like the 4-panel thing. So the nice thing, my favorite part about the stippling is that the side panels are less abrasive than the rear and the front panels. And that's because when you carry it, the part that's going to make contact with your skin is going to be this. So they made it less aggressive so it's more comfortable to carry. But yet when you go to grab the gun, you're still getting that reassurance that the gun is not going anywhere, it's not slipping anywhere, and it's just a really good feeling in the hand. Now they also included a removable magwell, so if your hands fit between this undercut here and the magwell, you're just, I mean, the gun ain't going nowhere. You're just gonna get full control of the gun. Now if your hands are a little bit bigger like mine and you kind of protrude over that magwell, you can remove it, so that's also a nice thing. Now going over here to the trigger guard, as you guys can see, they made some nice cuts to it. You also get some stippling up front, and obviously you get the upgraded trigger, which we'll get into here in just 1 second. So this is an aluminum flat face trigger now, which is very much like the rival. And let's take a look at the LS here. Let's not forget about this one. So this still has their older style trigger, still a great, fantastic trigger, in my opinion, one of the best still, if not the best. Now the stippling on this does not come all the way up top as it does on the Prime, but it's still good. It's still good texturing, good stippling from Canik. And you also get the same stippling on the magazines on both, so that's also a nice touch. No removable magwell on the LS, but I mean, most people don't need it. Now the upgrade was here. You could see that they made some cuts on the trigger guard, but on the Prime they actually put some stippling on there. About 4.5 pounds on the Prime. And the same, about 4.5 pounds on the LS. Now both the LS and the Prime have a slight beaver tail here, and I like the way that Canik does this because they don't make it too sharp, too pointy, or that it extends too far out. Now they do a good job of rounding it off, but still making sure that you don't get any slide bite when you put your hand under there. So fully functioning beaver tail. You also get 3 total options for the backstrap: small, medium, large. You can absolutely mix and match the frames, the slides, the barrels, the magwell, the backstraps, even the optic plate covers between the Prime and the LS. But it doesn't just stop there, because Canik did a good job of making sure we can use all of the parts throughout the Mete MC9 series, and you can also include the original MC9 in the mix. However, you're a little bit more limited to what you can swap over with that because of the size difference, obviously. But y'all know I gotta hit you with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now my shooting experience with these have been great. I haven't had an issue with either of them. I've got about the same amount of rounds through both of them, and they've been extremely reliable, very accurate, and extremely fun to shoot. But that being said, I do prefer the Prime over the LS, I think for obvious reasons. You know, it ain't just about the ports, because even though the ports do a great job of mitigating the recoil on the gun, it's a good mix of the ports, the fantastic trigger, and the grip texture that make for a really good shooter. It just, for me, at least in my experience, it blended in with me so good, man. It just feels really good to shoot. Now the LS is also a great shooter. I'm not taking nothing away from it, but I think for obvious reasons and very evident reasons, the Prime would be and is the better shooter between the two. So I hope that this video helped you guys make up your mind if you're looking to purchase one or the other, if not both, because I would recommend both. If you have the LS, is it worth upgrading to the Prime? I think so, as long as you're not taking a big hit if you're planning on trading in the LS. If you're going to trade in the LS and get like $100 for it, just keep it, man. Keep practicing with it. The Prime is a great gun, but it's not worth losing any money over. If you don't have either, absolutely get the Prime. The only con I see with the Prime is going to be if you're picky about having ports on a carry gun. Then that's the only downside that I see to the Prime, is the fact that you might be worried about it having too much muzzle flash or being too loud, which is, you know, two of the biggest things that people have nitpicked about the Prime. In my opinion, the winner here is the Prime. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Which of these two would you pick and why? I appreciate you guys for checking out the video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. But if you have, you know I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video.